Somebody call a doctor because bad medicine is back. That's Diamond Dave Damone. This is the Appleton Oak. I'm Mason Quinn. Folks, today we're diving back into the world of Walking Dead with Dead City Season 2, Episode 7. Look, I just saw a bear in the apocalypse take out walkers. It seems like all of our problem bad guys are gone outside of Kim Coates. So let's see how it works out for the team.
Correct, still there.
Well, he's under Negan's control.
Now, if only they could have found a way to use the bear like they did the tiger, that would have been something.
He looked a little angry.
But nevertheless, yeah, we got a bear throwing spears and swords at it. And knives from the balcony right to the eye. What more could you want?
Realism from Oak.
Let's see what's next.
You tell us.
I'm ready for episode 7.
That's it.
Let's go!
Like how the music's kind of matching the scene here.
Oh, the old maze.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
Those buttons?
Yep.
There she is. Oh my God.
Just fried on the floor.
Oh. The record got a little bit of heat on it too.
So as she got closer, it just started. He's just slumped over in the chair.
I need you to tell me where my son is. Don't you bullshit me. Where else would he be if you weren't looking for her?
I wouldn't know.
You're lying.
Oh,
I'll cut off tiny pieces of you,
that's a Negan line.
starting with your toe.
I may be able to help you.
They always show him pressing the knife up into the skin. I mean, how much harder you got to press before that thing starts letting blood go?
I like that Maggie used the line that Negan used when he took Daryl, that he
7 by
told
1.
Rick, where I'll
Yep.
send him back to in little pieces. No, I'll have you come and cut him off.
And do it for me.
Yep.
Did you see that? Okay, you didn't see it. I won't.
Oh,
Spoil.
that is
Oh.
awfully nasty.
I won't spoil the name that just appeared on screen if you didn't see it.
Oh, I saw it was somebody new, but I didn't recognize who that is.
So you didn't recognize the last name?
The 3-letter name that was on there, I didn't know. Or the 3-word name.
Okay, yeah, I'll shut up then and let you go through the experience if you remember.
Meanwhile, me over here, I missed it completely. Girl's got her hair falling out. Somebody needs some antibiotics bad.
Oh, now it makes sense. Little guest appearance for Mrs. Negan.
Mm-hmm.
Her hair was never really falling out.
Found what I could. Once she's better, we can...
Once she's better, she's going straight home.
Found this in an old donation box.
My first wife, Lucille, she had cancer. And I was basically her stay-at-home nurse, you know. Get her cleaned up, get her dressed. Towards the end there, I was having to run machines and monitors.
Sounds like she was lucky to have you.
No, see, I was a selfish piece of shit. I failed her. But God, man, he gave me a second chance, you know, with a smart, sexy, take no shit, grab me by the balls kind of gal, you know what I'm talking about. Annie, you know, we had a little boy, and when he laughed, oh my God, he could wake I failed her. He keeps giving me second chances, and I got no fucking idea why. What is this?
That's for burns, I think. It probably wouldn't help, but I figured.
Where the hell did you get it? Is this yours?
You said you were looking for medical stuff, so I got all this at a hospital, but what I was really looking for was pills. There's a story, it's been going around for a while.
All right, let me hear it.
Some hospital nurse was going around grabbing up all the meds she could find, stashed them in the 3rd floor operating room.
All right, what hospital?
Lots of people have gone looking, but no one's ever come back out.
What
He's never gone looking.
hospital?
Bellevue.
It's always Bellevue, isn't it?
Right up the road.
Oh,
It's always an
mission time.
It's always an insane asylum called Bellevue.
The elevator still works. It's more of a lookout.
And you figured he would come here.
Well, the Dama asked me to restore it for him. Provide him with his own personal space.
Was that before or after you cut off his toe?
When she explained the reasons for needing the toe, your son, he gave it to her.
Oh, willing.
Well, that's new.
What? How do you convince? Hey, just hear me out.
I need it.
Hear me out. I'm gonna need one of your toes. Only the pinky.
You need sleep.
I'm good.
There is another place. A safe house. It's a place only the Dama and I knew about, but I showed it to him once. She had told him to go there. Not that it would be easy.
And what does that mean?
Mission for Maggie.
Check her lungs, her vitals. If she wakes up, she is not going to know where she is or who you are, so you be ready. Why are you doing that?
Will you just ask me?
Why are you helping me? Why are you helping her?
Don't have a lot of experience of the world, of other people. I'm sure you could tell. I was 10 when it happened.
He's dead this episode.
That's what I was thinking too.
Yep, going into a backstory.
Yep.
Even if I don't remember, it's nice to remember.
I will be right back.
I don't think she's making it out of this episode either.
Let's hope so.
He's going to get back and she'll be turned. Watch. He'll have a big basket full of meds.
No way.
By the way, I did enjoy him giving him an update like, hey, this, and this.
Right. Be
Getting there
prepared.
because nobody else really does that.
The bottom floors are insurmountable. We must traverse the bridge.
It's
Good luck.
It's fine, probably.
All right.
Bell-
We're back at season 4, hospital run on the campus.
With how many people?
What then?
They sure are. They give you some unaggressive walkers here, don't they?
Yeah, they're a little more stylized in this season here.
Like instead of having a bunch pounding on that thing outside.
Right, they'd be trying to get through that piece of plywood.
Yeah. A lot of that shit come in handy.
Oh, is it going to pick up a brick and smash the glass?
That one's been trapped in there for a while.
Yeah, 3rd floor.
Season 1 vibes now.
Oh, the stairwells.
See the booby trap?
Yep. Oh, fuck that.
You're on your own, Herschel.
Maybe they'll get there by the next episode.
Hey, look at that. Nice jump up 20 floors.
Yep.
You set all these traps and you don't remember where they're at.
It's a lot to remember. Careful.
No, there's
There's several.
a bunch of them.
How do we know when he's going to see one and not tell her about it?
Keep still.
Does she have a thing with heights?
I don't think it's been addressed.
They call it a fear of heights. It's not really about the heights. It's the fear of the compulsion to jump. Is it genetic or is it shaped by the events of life? If you have lost someone.
Oh! Oh!
Holy shit!
I did say, keep still.
That's why he sat down.
You're telling me that my son got past all this?
You underestimate him.
That's kind of been a theme.
Fucking hell.
Well, I think it'd be harder for Maggie to see her son as being capable because she might still see him as a little boy where everybody else sees him as a young adult.
That's
And how old
which
is
would
he
be
now?
fair.
Teens for sure.
Do we know exactly how old? Like a 16-year-old kid who's been hardened and trained. There's a lot of ability there. You know?
Well, we're only like, I think 15 years in max.
Oh, now we got cubicle
Look
hell.
at that.
Oh, cubicle walkers.
Oh, don't back into a ninja walker.
Oh, little boy.
Oh,
Negan doesn't want to do it.
No.
But dude, you're going to have to.
oh, oh, that looked like it hurt. A little slip and fall by Negan.
Worried about ninja walkers, bro just donked his head on a sink. Hard. Because he couldn't do it. Didn't want to do it.
I love it. Just a cubicle maze of walkers.
Dama liked her mazes.
Yeah.
She's super fatigued, dude.
Mm-hmm.
She needs rest and water and a little bit of food here.
Oh, now she's going to be hallucinating.
Her light just went out.
One of those old crank flashlights. That's a hot ticket. You know how disorienting being in a maze would be, especially when you're tired and
Everything looks the same.
Oh, she didn't finish it?
it wasn't a headshot, it was a neck shot.
Yeah.
There you go. God, this also has vibes of like a video game.
That's a jaw shot, not a...
Oh, don't stab the Croat. Oh, and there's the bump.
Tyrese.
Waking up to that?
It's almost like Tyrese.
Yep.
And what now? Now I can't see. They're selective when they want the walkers to do movements.
Yeah. I'm really enjoying this episode.
I do like
between
it.
these two. Oh, is that Herschel running?
Eyes, please.
Yeah, I think it's pretty obvious if he wanted to do something.
He even got her
Feared
a
the
pillow.
problem was the diode. When I discovered it was the flywheel, it was only a matter of repairing the broken cog. You're wondering how I knew to do this.
No.
When I was a child, no one believed in this path for me. Engineering, science. But I myself had trouble believing. But my mother, she believed. She was my protector. Like you.
Kind of giving some insight to Dama, why he was so loyal to her.
You must have had a good mother.
She died when I was young, which sent my dad to the bottle.
Good old Herschel. It's crazy because losing, as bad as he is, having the brain that he has, though,
Yep.
is gonna lose all that for the future.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Holy shit! And why?
What are they? Are they blind? Why are they?
What the fuck? This is new.
Why are they not reacting?
This is interesting.
Or have they? Maybe they turned and they never fed on anything ever.
I was gonna say, I wonder if they all died at the same time. I've never seen a live person.
Well, it's almost like they're not moving at all.
No. Oh.
This is
So
fucking weird.
that's interesting.
Or is he imagining
we-
this?
So that's one possibility. We're gonna have to
I mean,
check some stuff out.
this might be the best episode of the season so far. I know it's early.
Season.
but-
We're 30 minutes in. It's the best episode of the 2 seasons so
Yeah.
far that they had.
Why would the walls be all punched out like that?
Here we go.
This is gonna be a big fuck no for me, fellas.
This whole thing is gonna fall.
That's why you run, Dave.
So you go
that
your
what we-
demise faster.
Is that what we've learned? Take it
Ready?
slow, go fast. Oh,
In the fictional world, I would tell you to run. In a real world, I'd say let's pause for the cause and let's map this.
wouldn't we want one at a time?
strategic?
Yeah, I don't know if I'd want 2 people on there.
More heights for Maggie.
I'd want to see what he does and then. Oh, so now Maggie's gonna get forced.
Yep.
It's okay. Go.
You go first.
Okay?
Whoa,
I like that shot.
they are crushing it this episode. I mean,
You ever see any of those like skyscraper buildings where they have like glass bottoms and stuff like that?
I guess you hop, skip over him.
I've been in a few hotels that have had like floors like that really high up, and even that's like, yeah, you know what? I think I'm gonna walk around that. Pass.
eyes forward, Maggie.
Okay, there's a brace right there. Oh, she's gonna pass out.
Oh. Don't look.
Don't look down.
Ah.
Yeah. Here we go. Time to make some moves.
That's a neck shot. That doesn't count.
Oh,
There it is.
All right, let's
get moving.
take it slow here and get up on where that beam was right there, and then reposition.
Oh, it's moving.
It's starting to crack. Now would be a great time to hurry up and
Yeah.
fucking move.
Start crawling real fast.
Yeah, more weight is not good, Maggie.
Get down! You need to move! Now! There's no time!
Come on!
I know that paralyzing
Yeah, she just
Like-
can't move.
feeling.
It's like going on thin ice.
Wait.
Yep, distribute the weight.
It's like you're on a frozen lake.
Mm-hmm.
The fear in her face is.
Oh, that's real bad.
That's not good.
Was he not really there?
I think he was there. I think he might be trying to.
Maybe he's going to get a rope or something. Fire hose.
I think he's getting something because that's going.
Oh!
Oh, shit!
Stay on the ladder, Croat. All right, Maggie.
I like this too, showing Negan going through the walls. That's something that's kind of forgotten in so many movies and shows. It's only drywall, folks. Oh, above.
Yeah, someone grabbed it. Is he imagining all this
Whoa!
stuff? What the fuck?
What was that? It's like some kind of Spider-Man
That's
type
what I was
maneuver
thinking.
out of that ceiling.
Oh, now they're awake?
That's not Herschel, is it?
It didn't look like it, but I could be wrong.
Yeah.
Empty.
Teabag.
Oh,
Not even real?
a decoy.
Oh, he's hallucinating again.
Yep.
He's still out cold.
Gotta be.
Has to be.
I'm so sorry.
You got me up every morning.
Wasn't enough.
You got me dressed. You undressed me.
It wasn't enough.
Oh, here we go.
Rude to stare, you know.
He is going through it right now,
Yeah.
man. There he is.
I failed you. What do I do?
Just win. Does that Walker have the medical stuff?
It's a firefighter or an EMT.
Ventilator.
So Negan had his Rick moment.
Yes, he is.
So yeah, okay, so all those kids were definitely hallucination, which is very interesting.
She just can't figure him out. Neither can I, really.
I think, well, we're definitely getting a small little redemption arc out of him.
You said this
Mom.
was a safe house. You'd lied to me.
Yes.
Oh,
Well, so much for that.
he needed help getting there.
You set all those traps. You've been here before. Was this a fucking game to you?
Get it, Maggie.
Oh, there's that window right there.
Yeah.
Why?
Whoa!
He's got his mom. Oh, that's it. He wanted to go.
You needed me to do it?
They put about the same amount of budget into that CGI right there as they did the bear.
You be nice. What a twist.
Okay, so yeah, see, we're getting a redemption arc. He just wanted the picture of his mom.
Has everybody gone crazy this episode?
This is a wild one.
My mother left when I was 12 years old. I woke up one morning and she was gone. I looked for her for years, and as fate would have it, I found her 2 days after she had passed. 10 kilometers from our house. So after I ended up on the island, all I wanted was to join her. So I climbed up here in the first place. And traps, a maze. That was all done by others.
Oh.
I don't blame the Dama. She read my mind. This was her gift. She saw pain, and she knew exactly what to do.
Boom.
How to push the buttons.
Yep.
Gave
She
people
knew what
purpose.
people wanted. Yep.
Yep.
People in pain need purpose.
We got a light and a window.
It's awfully symbolic.
Mm-hmm.
People are going to be coming soon. And they are coming to kill me, but not just me. They will kill everyone in the church. She stays here just like this. It's her best chance for recovery. I know how to protect her now. I know where I got it wrong before. Back in the day when I built the sanctuary, I showed mercy.
We did?
Unless you were a
I'm just
doctor.
gonna line them all up, and I'm gonna kill them all.
Oh, vegan.
Well, you kind of did that before, but it was one at a time.
Yeah.
He's a Barazzi, Ray. We got work to do.
A little bit of the governor in him there. I'm going to kill them all. The real governor, the good one.
Oh, I still think it's Negan. Well, you could say Simon too a little bit because Simon was always, nope, take them all.
It's for you. And your son.
Put her there.
Small
He
redemption.
absolutely crushed this episode. I mean, what a performance.
That wouldn't surprise me if that was it. The way they ended that.
Mm-hmm. If that's the last time we see the Croat.
Yep. Herschel's just going to be sitting at a desk looking like a boss.
Glad you're here. I was hoping you'd see our signal.
Our.
They had a special signal.
Well, it's their signal. Well, that's what I was saying. Like, because we left off with him shoving his mom. Like,
Yeah, it was a little aggressive.
I'm so sorry.
Me too. I mean, I was mad.
He is a teenager.
doesn't mean you still aggressively push your mother.
Everything's gonna work out.
It's all going to be okay now. Everything's going to work out. Just said it. So just relax over there.
Whoa! What? Oh, come on! Stupid trailers!
If you didn't see it, it didn't happen. How?
They got us.
I said it. I said it. Run the tape back. Check the tape, guys. I said, hey, it could have been a body replaced there and charred. You wouldn't be. Check the tapes.
I just can't
Well,
believe.
it's fair to think that because, like,
Check
the way
the
they
tapes.
do some of their shit, it's just.
Well,
bang,
here's
boom, but-
here's what I recall
Got us.
myself saying.
Don't break your arm patting yourself on the
Here's
back.
what I recall
Yeah, Barry.
myself saying. You wouldn't think, if you look at the rest of the room, how does one body become that charred beyond recognition,
In that contained.
and the rest of the room just the record looked like it had some signs of a little bit of warping from some heat, but how does a body that charred, look, if you want somebody to think you're dead, we've seen that before too. We've seen it in other shows. That's what you do. You get the dead body, you get it charred, you position it just where you need it to be positioned. And let's be honest, okay? When she did fall over and that was on top of her, like if you're on fire and burning, like that was going to pin you down and stop you from moving. The burn she had seems a little bit more realistic than charred.
You'd be pretty motivated.
Yeah, you'd be real motivated. So
What if she landed on something on the floor?
Yeah.
The jacket's hurt. She's tangled up. The fire was right there.
didn't see it. Need anybody to think
Either way.
done.
Who could
Either
have
way,
known?
this was a dumpster moment almost. Almost.
Yeah, but I will say, folks, for me, now look, I realize, all of you out there, that the world of The Walking Dead, look, I think we can all agree, and I don't think this is controversial to say, it's not what it used to be. It's not what we had when our original crew was together. Now is it? But this episode, coming hot off the heels of what I'm going to call the Bear episode, Best one of the season, Diamond Dave, you might be right, might be the best episode of Dead City ever, possibly.
Dead City, not Walking Dead.
Just Dead City.
Just Dead City.
Let's clarify that.
Let's clarify.
Well, that's what I mean. It's not what it once
Exactly.
was.
We're categorizing, making
Yeah,
sure.
you've got the world of The Walking Dead. It's multiple spin-offs. This was easily the best for me of this season, and quite possibly the best of the entire Walking Dead Dead City series. I thought it was great. I loved the acting that Jeffrey Dean Morgan and Lauren Cohan had in here. Especially want to shout out Lauren Cohan. She, again, was delivering a ton of emotion with her face. The fear she had of the heights, I thought was brilliant. When she was sitting there paralyzed with fear, that was great. When she was coming in and out of kind of consciousness and just reacting more off muscle memory, taking out walkers, I thought was incredible. And it just kind of what's the word I'm looking for? It confirms what I thought all along these whole seasons with Dead City, that Maggie and Negan are essentially like level 20 characters compared to everybody else, and they're able to move and react on instincts. That being said, look, I know we might have a complaint about the way the walkers are this season, more specifically in this series, Dead City. They're not what we normally expect. Oak, you shouted out the scene where Negan just kind of loosely pulled a piece of 3/4 inch plywood in front of
we got to keep in mind
hallway.
The years that
Yes,
we're
the
in,
time passing,
slowing down, but
we do have to keep that in mind. But when we do have fresh walkers, folks who just turned, not exactly the quickest. Look, we've come a long way from Otis and Shane running at the hospital. That's all I'm saying.
It's it's an interesting point to think
But they do
that,
break down,
especially in a winter in New York with the heat and thaw cycle, biological tissue is going to still break down. So their
Absolutely.
ability to move as fast and be as strong.
Yeah, we're not in the heat of Atlanta or of just outside of Atlanta like we were on where Herschel's farm was. But nonetheless, look, great episode. I loved it. I loved the hallucination episodes are always a little bit tricky. One of my other favorite ones was with Daryl when he kept seeing Merle and he was out looking for Sophia. If you remember, he took the tumble off the horse.
2x6 Chupacabra.
Yeah, I believe it was 2.
I butchered the
This
word.
guy's, I can't believe you remember all this shit like by
Walking Dead stuff I do, but like anything else.
So that was great because I really enjoyed that episode where Daryl was kind of seeing things that his mind was kind of projecting back to him. He was seeing things that he had to work through. And we got that with Negan as well in this episode. I mean, not so much with Maggie. She was more just kind of fading in and out and having to kind of remember her purpose and remember her drive, because there was a few times that she was either tempted with the stairwell and the window off the building, or at least thought about it and kind of wondering what that might, like the Croat said, kind of take away her pain that she's been living through. That's obviously not what we want for Maggie, but they both kind of had their parallel journeys that they went on. It was episode 5 with Chupacabra. But yeah, they each had their journeys that they had to go on. And look, the thing for me is that let Jeffrey Dean Morgan and Lauren Cohan just piggyback this series like they did in this episode, because on a standalone series like this, you just don't have the time to build up villains and baddies to a level that we've come to, at least I've come to expect from the world of The Walking Dead. Now, look, the Dom has been great. Croat has been awesome, especially this episode. I thought he was great. But, we've seen so many villains on the spinoffs where they're kind of one-dimensional, a little hard to take seriously. Now, look, when you bring in an actor with the ability of Kim Coates, that does help. He's got an interesting villain arc, I guess, this series. We'll see where that ends up. He's been very sparingly in the series. But all that being said, look, a great episode, a great journey. The Walker kids was wild. I wasn't sure if that was real or not. The way they acted was very interesting. I don't know if you folks saw any behind the scenes stuff on why they didn't react the way they did, or was that all a part of Negan's hallucination? Because was it just the one that the little guy here with the cart that Negan hit his head in the sink? So nonetheless, a great episode. A ton of things that we either haven't seen in the world of The Walking Dead, or it's been forever since we've seen it. But again, fantastic episode. I don't remember a whole lot individual standout episodes from season 1, Diamond Dave. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and agree with you that this is the best episode of Dead City that we've had so far.
Yeah, I thought this one was really, really solid, especially a follow-up to the last one, which I didn't love. We don't need to get into that too much. The performance by, I forget his name, the gentleman that plays the Croat in this particular episode was just outstanding to me. So big shout out to him. Just really shows the depth that he has as an actor in the storytelling that he was able to do. Željko Ivanek.
I believe folks were telling us too in season 1 that, correct me if I'm wrong here, folks, but he's actually Croatian.
Well, that the name is certainly
speak to that.
Looks Eastern European, but in any regard, incredible performance by him. He just showed a sense of vulnerability, and the story he told at the end about how his mom was kind of his protector and believed in him. And, you kind of get this idea that he was lost trying to look for his mom. And then when he came to the island, he was lost again and found Dama. And now he's back in a situation where he feels as though he's lost. And so I think he was significantly more vulnerable than he would otherwise be, because him thinking that the Dama is gone. Now, of course, how's that going to play out? Of course, as we saw when she was in her what appeared to be perilous situation, he froze up and left. So it's not like that's a relationship that's repairable unless you were to have somebody like the Dama use that guilt that he may have for not helping her to kind of manipulate him into being like, you owe me this.
Yeah, really put the screws.
Really, like you owe it to me to be even more subservient and more faithful to me than ever because you didn't help. One of those things, I know you were scared, you left, you didn't know what to do. But look, the fact that Dama's still alive, I'm not shocked. Again, the way they kind of played it out.
Sure looks shocked.
I was shocked. I was surprised. I thought she was gone, folks.
I thought she was.
I did think she was gone. I just think they did it. They've saved some money here, and the writing hasn't been as solid as I would like, And so I was like, okay, why would somebody be that charred in that room? Were they trying to give it away that the body was replaced? And I know if you go check the tapes, we talked about how, look, in other shows they show it. Most recently, I think in House of the Dragon, we had the one prince that wanted to get away and didn't want anybody to know his lifestyle. We'll just leave it at that. And so what did they do? Burn somebody. Crispy. Can't really identify it, right? And look, it's not like they're going to be doing dental record tests or any sort of DNA in this world. So you could just say, yep, it was her. But again, when you go back to watch when she was on fire, I was like, oh, was that really pinning her down? It didn't look like it was that much to, when you're burning, from everything, people say who have experienced severe burns, it's as bad of a pain response as you can get. So if your adrenaline was going to get pumping to get you up and moving, that would be it. It was interesting to see Maggie as physically vulnerable as she is. And I don't know if we've ever seen her like that before.
Well, with heights,
Heights.
But
so that was very interesting. And sometimes it is something like that, and you think about this world where she's seen everything, done everything, the violence, the crazy, just ruthless nature that humans can show when they're put in these situations. Doesn't seem like a lot would scare her, but then you get in a situation like that where it's very much just your natural instincts kicking in. It's fight or flight. Yep. You're either afraid of it or you're not. And, just experience it might help, but but so to see that and to see the Croat not use that to his advantage, I'm like, okay, watch, he's gonna be like, gotcha, but that was never the case. Negan's speaking of vulnerability, the way we saw him kind of going through all his visions and feeling like he let everybody down, and it was crazy to see that side of him, like this very remorseful, I'm sorry, I should have done better. And then at the end, he's like, I'm just going to kill them all, And I think sometimes, maybe that's what triggered that response is like, I can't afford to be soft in this situation. I can't afford to be soft. When I think, maybe he looks at when I was at the sanctuary and I was just ruthless, we had protection. And when you get soft,
then you get Rick Grimes.
Things go bad.
Season.
But and then of course, I thought we were having a moment there between Herschel and Maggie. Thought we were having a moment.
He's got his new mom.
He lured his mother there, knowing the Dama was alive. He lured his mom there. Now, that being said, I'm going to try to give him the benefit of the doubt because maybe he feels as though the Dama is right and he just needs mom to hear.
He's to convince her.
Mom, you have to hear me out. You have to hear her out. Like the whole hey, my mom's real stubborn, but if we get her here, knock her over the head, tie her up so she will sit down and listen. We just need to get her to listen and then things will be fine. I don't know. Or look, maybe Herschel thinks like, hey, look, my mom's not going to give up and she's going to be on the losing end of this battle. Hey, look, if the reality is if Negan hadn't been calling the shots there with the Walker bombs, they'd have been gone in the first place. Yep. So I think there's a handful of different motivations and reasons why maybe Herschel's doing what he's doing. But I'll agree with you guys that this was a pretty solid episode. Again, what I don't like is I don't like when you get a show where you expect things to be a certain way, like with AMC and The Walking Dead, and they give you a really bad CGI scene with the Croat hanging over the ledge. It was really bad. It's just like, come on. And look, maybe that was the stuff. Maybe they tried stylizing it because part of that was what he had envisioned. He just wanted to do it. And so maybe they stylized it a little bit. But coming off the bear episode, it was like, you guys saved a little money here, cut a few corners, didn't you? What kind of budget do we have for this bear? We got a budget of $2 million to make this bear. That's going to cost $3 million to make it look good. You got to make it work. Yep. Like, hey, what if we need a scene where he's hanging over the ledge looking down. Just get one of those green screens and is this going to work? Yeah, you know what? We'll run with that. It's just, you just come to expect a little bit more. And it's just one of those things where, look, does it sound like I'm being super nitpicky? I'm sure to some people it does. But when you're in that serious of a moment and you're like, come on, what are we watching here? So yeah, a good episode all the way around. Just a few things that got me a little bit, but I'm still happy to be in this world and taking this journey.
Yeah, CGI didn't bug me because it got its point across. It was quick, easy, boom, in and out. With the fire, to kind of go what you were talking about there, one could question, why didn't the rest of the room go up? That could have been an obvious sign there. But sometimes with the way that TV works, it just, no, we didn't get anyone looking to... The fire would have took down the building in real life. With no one trying to extinguish it, get water on it, it would have took out the building in real life. But when they come back to kick off the next episode of 2x6, showed a Chris body, hey, cool, she's done. They're just doing it quick to get the point across. Yep, she's done. So it's you could take that and then run with it, right? Not saying some folks would be like, nope, I still don't believe it, which is fair.
Remember Lori?
Because there's some folks out there, right? Exactly, Lori. That's prime example too.
So do you think the next episode they're going to give us a scene where she's screaming, and somebody runs in, throws a blanket on her, puts the fire out, and
let's hope.
And she's like,
I'm sure
he left me. No, we want to think. I hope they at least go back and give us some of that. We'll see.
Yeah, let's hope. I hope they do, but I'm not I'm not
You're not
banking on it.
counting on it?
I'm not banking on it. This episode for Herschel, he's not likable, at least in my eyes. They're really doing a great job of making him not likable at all. They've given us plenty of moments and plenty of evidence to make sure one could not like him. So, again, I'm wondering if we're getting the start of the comic arc, because the goddamn Glenn is turning in his grave right now watching down on Herschel here, because the way he's been treating Maggie, the physical aggression towards her, the setup now, that this is definitely not a mother-son relationship anymore, at least in my eyes up to this point. Now, if Herschel didn't know Dama was just going to come up and bang, maybe she lured. Maybe we'll get those answers in the next episode, but maybe she said, "Hey, yeah, just bring Maggie in. We'll talk.
We'll
to
talk to her. I can set her
boom,
straight.
bam, and then Herschel's like,
What'd you do to
fuck?
Mom? Yeah.
You didn't say that was going to happen." So maybe that's the case. If we do get to see that, maybe I'll back off a little bit. But right now, not likable, at least in my book.
You know, Maggie, I mean, you can always write that one off, I suppose. You know, maybe Herschel didn't work out. Go find yourself a nice fella. Maybe you can try again.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel bad because Maggie, I'm not saying Maggie's been a perfect parent, but who would be in real life, and who, there is no such thing, at least in my eyes. But then in a zombie apocalypse, how can you be an on-steady parent all the goddamn time when you're always trying to fight for your life in basically almost every day?
Maybe at the Commonwealth you could.
Well, you know, at the Commonwealth, that's a good point. Maybe if they went back to Commonwealth. But
these walkers weren't even trying to bite her in there. We have
there's
the
some
bridge
nitpicks with the
scene.
walkers.
They have the one where, like, if you scroll back about 30 seconds, it's like going in to bite like on her upper arm and just kind of like stop.
Yeah,
like,
we've hashed that out many times. During these reviews
still gets you.
So the Negan, that whole scene with the kid walkers. First off, that was great that we finally got to see that many. Second, the whole hallucination to get him back to that point. That's how I'm taking it. So I'm curious how you took it. The hallucination to get him through that, we'll say, maze of it.
So you think the kid walkers were real, right?
No, I think it was all. I personally think it was all hallucination, because right now, from 12 years of the Walking, 12 years plus of The Walking Dead, we have not seen
like a dormant,
unless you've had the blood or some kind of camo where they just stood there.
It just stood there, yeah.
And again, if I'm forgetting something, please let me know. But this was a first for me on The Walking Dead of just Negan can just walk right by and
because
it's fine. But then when he was running, the person that took the empty bag was his wife, Lucille.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying it was a hallucination the whole time, which makes sense if the walkers were just standing there literally like zombies and not sensing anything or seeing anything or anything like that.
Until he went to run back
Until he went to run back through, which then caused some kind of panic, right? And all that
I don't
stuff.
know. I'm 50-50 on it. I think maybe the little kid walkers
I think the first one was
real.
The first one definitely was, at least in my opinion. But again, let me know what you folks are thinking. The past, him confronting his past relationship with Lucille, always great to see his real wife playing his on-screen wife. That was awesome. Glad they had her back for Lucille. And then seeing Annie being part of the present of his life, and then it was subconsciously or however that went. She told him to go look right in there. Mm-hmm. He got what he needed, and he's back. His thoughts there at the end, where he basically has to become almost old Negan in order to line him up, as he says. So I'm real curious to that as well. Overall, for Dead City, this, to me, even again, nitpicks aside, this was still the best episode of the 2 seasons that they've had so far. Well, one more to go, so who knows if that one will top this one either way. The whole Dama stuff, should have known. But again, I thought it was just their quick way of, hey, we're going to show you the body and we're moving on to the next piece here of business that we got. So bravo, Lauren. By the way, Lauren, you did great, because the way that you were barely any lines. So it was just all physical, face, body language. of everything. Yes, and that makes sense why that was so awkward
Yeah.
of the body of Lucille coming down.
Yeah,
like
coming
that.
down from the ceiling. It was
Where it's like-
it was almost a little Conjuring like.
Yeah, exactly.
Hanging in the corner there and then dropping.
So shout out Lauren. You did everyone did a fantastic job, but I liked how she was portraying the fear, especially being that fatigued and everything. So nitpicks aside, best one of the 2 seasons so far.
All right, folks. Well, how many we got left, Diamond?
One more.
Dave? Just one. Only one more to go. They're going to wrap up this story in one episode. I don't think so, but we will be here for it. So that is the Appleton Oak. That's Diamond Dave Damone. I'm Mason Quinn. This is Bad Medicine. That was Dead City. We'll see you back next week.